December 8th. You may have heard me say this. Got a couple of things that I want to say today. First, I've talked about rationalizing ourselves away from behaviors that are good for us. I had a tough day at work. I'm not going to go to the gym. I don't feel like cooking, so I'm going to eat ice cream. Like, whatever. Whatever it is. We all do it. And I've talked about how I have a goal. I've been fairly successful at this goal. Anytime I feel like I'm doing that, I go do the thing instead. Whatever it is. Too tired to cook a healthy meal. I'm going to feel even worse tomorrow if I eat a bunch of shit, aren't I? So, get up, go cook a healthy meal. Whatever it is. It's not always successful. I'm as human as everybody else. It's called a daily practice for a reason. Hello. Hi. Just what I want. Hot dog kisses. I did not throw that thing for you to find. That was a mistake. What can I throw? I need to find a distraction. What's that? Don't chew that. Alright, where was I? So I've been fairly successful at engaging in that kind of behavior. Now I want to go somewhere else for a moment. Very early on in my vlog series, I talked about how we are not our emotions. And it's that's a very difficult lesson. It took me a long time to decide it was true. It took me a long time to get on board with that one. Emotions are powerful. Extraordinarily powerful. Emotions and reacting to emotions changes people's lives. It's tough to get away from the idea that we are our emotions. We're not our emotions. We're just not. And you have to keep saying it to believe it. The last time you were angry or sad, it felt like the end of the world. And I understand, I've been there, and it's a trial. It's tough to get over that. Hey, settle down. Cassie. Good dog. Scared the heck out of me. That was like right here. Hey, chill, you nugget. It can be incredibly hard to get over those things when you're in those moments. Emotions happen after the fact. Think about that. Emotions happen after the fact. You're not really sad. I mean, unless we're talking about somebody who has clinical depression, you're not sad until a sad event happens. You're not happy until a happy event happens. Emotions are a reaction. 9 times out of 10, emotions are a reaction to something. Maybe something 10 years ago, maybe something 10 minutes ago. And that's all the evidence that I really needed to get when it gets right down to it. I am not an emotion that I have not had yet. So why would I be that emotion when it occurs, right? I'm me. Outside of those emotions. Emotions are things that occur to me. Emotions are like weather. And I'm not suggesting everybody just go be happy. I am talking about something else though. Maybe a way to work around and through negative emotions. I've been applying this idea of rationalizing myself away from good behavior and using that as a red flag to go towards good behavior, I've been applying that everywhere that I can possibly apply it. Oh my God, the kitchen's so dirty, I can't cook a meal. I'll go clean the kitchen. As difficult as it feels at the moment, get it done. And I'm beginning, and that's just one example, you know? I gotta do laundry. I don't want to do laundry. Well, get your ass up and go do laundry. Like I'm starting to look at this naysaying behavior as a catalyst for change. And because of the way our neurons work, because the more you do something, the more your brain makes neurological bridges around that behavior, the more these feelings can start to be empowering. And then here's my latest thought. Hold on for a minute. Because it's going to be extremely difficult to get your head around, especially if you don't believe that, if you still believe that we are our emotions, this is not a vlog for you. When I close a yoga class, I often say, let us strive to think kind thoughts about others and ourselves. Let us strive to speak kind words about others and ourselves. So anytime I want to think to myself, oh, you really screwed that one, you know, or you're, you know, nice job, you moron. Whatever self-deprecating behavior it is, whenever I start to think that, that's when I most need to step away from that behavior. Think about that rationale. Think about that logic for a minute. If you're trying to quit smoking, then the moment you have an irresistible urge to smoke is the moment when you must have the strongest discipline and the strongest will to go away from that decision. Oh, hey, ladybug. You never know. Could be a ladybug, could be a centipede, could be a spider, could be a beautiful little cricket, could be a furry black death thing with 8 legs. I don't know. You gotta watch out. Like I was saying, the moment you have that bad thought about yourself is the moment when you most need to not have it. It's easier if we think of food. You are not the food you eat. You are made up of cells and tissues and structures that are created from the food you eat, from the nutrients in the food you eat. And if you're completely hydrated and you're not hungry, you don't need a meal, right? You don't need water right now. You don't need a meal. You're fine. But if you are malnourished, or if you are dehydrated, you need water the most then. And it's not dissimilar to if you find yourself in a downward spiral, that is the moment when you must be resolute enough to look the other way. Like, and how? Right? We think, how? How do I do it? I don't know. I don't know the technique by which you personally will do it. But I know that that's when you most need it. When you are dehydrated and near heat exhaustion is when you most need to drink water. Not when you're well hydrated. When you feel good, you don't need to worry about this idea at all. But when you're in a downward spiral is when you most need to think this idea. So by using feelings of negativity as a red flag to shift gears and start thinking in a different direction, We can thus start to train our brain to spiral less and to aspire more. Maybe. I mean, it works with exercise, it works with diet, it works with chores, it works with reaching out. You ever sit there and you're like, geez, I haven't talked to so-and-so in 5 years. Call them right now, this second. Stop what you're doing, make the call. I mean, unless you owe them a bunch of money, they'll be happy to talk to you. And I think the more I pay attention to it, I feel the more attention. The more I pay attention to this, the more I feel it's true. That when something comes up and you think of it is when you need it. Chores, for example. Oh, I need laundry. I'll try like immediately, right? A meal. Gosh, I'm hungry. Go eat. I really want to do some yoga today. Do some yoga. I tell people in classes that I'm teaching, I say, if you're doing a flow and you feel like you need a break, take a break immediately, right then. The fact that your mind and body are communicating all the time and you're not aware of it doesn't mean they're not doing it, right? That sentence mostly made sense. So if you have this sudden thought like, gosh, I could take a break, do it. That's how your body is telling you to take a break. How do I stop spiraling? It's different. Sometimes I go over achievements. Sometimes I consider things that I've done that other people have been happy about. Like I did this thing and it made so-and-so's day. Sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes the stresses of life are a lot and you need some help. You need another person to give you a hand. But see, here's the thing. Even if you don't have a well-developed sense of self-coaching, we'll say. You're in a downward spiral, you feel terrible, life is rugged, and you don't know where to go right now, but you know what you're doing is not working. Say that. Say exactly what I just said. Like I'll go to a friend, I'll say, I feel like I'm in a downward spiral. I feel like I'm in a downward spiral, and I feel like what I'm doing is not working, and I don't know what to do next. And it can be incredibly helpful to just say that. Use bad behaviors as red flags. That's the point of this vlog. When you catch yourself in a bad behavior, acknowledge it, and then stop it. Don't say, I really should work out, but I'll do it tomorrow. No, how about right now? Get up, walk around the yard. Get up, walk around the block. I don't have any workout clothes clean. Go for a walk right now wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Use red flags. Use negative thoughts, right, as red flags to immediately engage in healthy, better decisions. But this is a long vlog. It was an important subject. I'm going to go do yoga. Life is great. So remember, think kind thoughts about others and yourself, and strive to speak kind words about others and yourself. Thank you for joining me on my practice today. Namaste.